folks that handle the driver's licenses to make sure legally I am represented accurately. I am down here in turn number 3, and GT Gary Thomas, gosh, it's good to be working with you again. You said it perfectly. A bird's eye view are what all these fans are going to get as these 40 Kubota high limit sprint cars come to life for wheel pack engine heat here inside the very tight confines of what they say is a quarter-mile dirt oval here cut into the hill at Placerville Speedway. But that's kind of what I wanted to show off, Gary, what you talked about. This track, this facility, so unique, dug into the side of the hill, and then it's dropped down into a bit of a natural bowl here. You've got the grandstands that are obviously erected to give fans that nice elevated view, but then over here on the back stretch and all the way around turns 3 and into turn 4, the stands could be flat. There could be no grandstands. And by just standing on the fence, fans, media members, crew members, anybody who is above the racing surface here gets this really unique, elevated, gosh, probably 20, 30 feet up above the racing surface point of view. I can't imagine what it's like to just be brave enough to strap into one of these race cars, but you go to those certain venues, right, where you just feel like the world is wrapped around you and looking down and watching every move you make. Placerville Speedway certainly is far from the biggest racetrack that these teams and drivers will compete on all year long, at just barely a quarter of a mile in length, lap to lap. But boy, what a cool facility, what a cool feel it is to be down here. I love seeing wheel pack, engine heat take place. You've got all these 900 plus horsepower sprint cars motoring their way around. It is such a cool view, whether you're down here, whether you're up there where you guys are. Chase, thank goodness the air conditioning's working. I'm really happy to hear things are going well for you up there tonight. But love this venue, such a cool perspective. And the drivers, they enjoy coming here as well. James McFadden scored the victory in that Roth Motorsports number 83 last year when he was a high roller, obviously teaming up with Tarleton this year on a limited time basis. And all James McFadden could say when I talked to him about what he thought about coming back here to Placerville Speedway was, mate, this place is fun. You got guys like Danny Sams and Cy Lynch who are making their first trip ever here to the Placerville Speedway. They had more of a look of excitement, but also kind of nervous anticipation to find out what they're going to have to do to get their race cars and themselves right for 35 laps around this really unique and really iconic California bull ring. Nearly every car is fired off. They've still got 5 or 6 behind my man Nate, but this place is filling up. It's going to be an action-packed night of racing. Heck, it's an action-packed wheel pack session down here right now. Cars are continuing to make their way around, and it's going to be a busy night. We know we have a support class here racing with the Lightning Sprints and 40 410 wing sprint cars ready to do battle down here. It's going to be a great night of racing, and whether you're down here in the infield or up top, it's going to be an awesome point of view. Placerville Speedway, it serves looks, as the kids say. I think that's something they say. Folks, don't go anywhere. More live coverage of Kubota High Limit Racing is going to continue here live on FloRacing. It's night number 2 of the Summer West Coast Swing.
And welcome back to Old Hangtown, the home of Placerville Speedway for race number 28 of 2025 with Kubota Highlander Racing. We are wrapping up wheel pack right now as we inch closer and closer to hot laps here tonight. Gary, one thing I did want to mention before we get underway with a few more things here in our pre-race show was how lucky I feel like you are to be here every single week. These are some of the most passionate and rowdy fans that we get to go to and see every single year. Qualifying is my favorite because they get so into it. These guys are passionate about their drivers around this place.
Yeah, Placerville's been blessed to have some of the best fans in California racing for several years, and this season is our 60th anniversary, so it's kind of a milestone year. I remember last year's High Limit show, how vocal they were. I know Tony Laporta just loved, hearing the yells and the chants out there, and qualifying here is second to none.
It certainly is. Let's take a look at the current point standings with Kubota Highlander Racing. Of course, this is owner's point standings. With some of the injuries to some of our drivers, this is what we need to do now is show you the owner's point standings, and things got a little bit tighter at the top after last night. Giovanni Scelzi in the Clausen Marshall 7 BC did beat Brad Sweet in the Casey Kane Racing 49 by 1 position. They are now separated by just 9 points at the top for the championship. Justin Sanders, a solid top 5 run last night. He's minus 27 in the Rich & Sons Racing 87. Rico Aber, a little misstep last night, lost some ground, minus 45 in car number 24. And Brett Marks at minus 92. He sits in the 5th position. Rudine Racing in the 26 and P6. Look at how close they are between Justin Peck and Tanner Thorson. Thorson only 22 points behind Peck for P6. And then the Jason Myers Racing 14, after last night's win, goes from 11th in points up to 8th. The Tom Book 13 and 9th, and the Chase Randall Racing 9R sitting in the 10th position. Every single night, Tony, things get a little bit more interesting with these points.
Well, and Chase, you do a great job of setting the scene. And for folks who maybe are new to Kubota Element Racing or are just new to this part of it, we're going to be hammering home the fact that it is owners' points the rest of the season, and why that really matters is what you talked about. A couple drivers getting injured, Aaron Reitzel, Tyler Courtney out of the seat, right? But what Kubota High Limit Racing is all based on is the success of the car and the success of the team. So as long as those race cars continue to show up and run well, which last night I think you could certainly say that was the case, Giovanni Scelzi nabbing Brad Sweet right there to turn 4 at the line for a podium finish in 3rd place. And then Justin Sanders having probably a banner night for himself personally at Tulsa's Thunderbolt Raceway, keeping the number 87 for Ridge & Sons Racing. They've got a bunch of guests from Power Plus here. They're headquartered out of Anaheim, California. They've got a bunch of guests from Power Plus here with us tonight at Placerville Speedway for the 87 to have a top 5 finish with Sanders in 5th, Giovanni Scelzi to bring the 7 BC, Clausen Marshall entry home in 3rd. That is exactly what those substitute drivers need to be doing, because for the rest of the season, the focus will be hyper on the fact it is owners' points that matter. Brad Sweet in that Casey Kane Racing number 49 at the front of the field, but it's what those cars do. No matter who the driver is, the car number has to continue to earn as many points as possible for those guys to have a great chance at the championship. And of course, that highly talked about franchise system that Kubota High Limit Racing debuted earlier this spring. It's all about the car. The driver's an important part of that, but it's really how the race car performs every single night.
Yeah, and of course, they are going for that big check at the end of the year as well in the points fund. As you see the 14 on your screen, that win last night, 11th to 8th in points now for the JMR 14. Now, one thing we need to cover here before the cars hit the racetrack is a little bit of fun that you can have with Highlander Racing in 2025. You can now wager on the races and try to win real cash. Here are some of the odds for tonight. The 10 best drivers in the odds to win this feature event. Rico Aber is the favorite, plus 145. Brad Sweet at plus 242. Brett Marks, plus 800. Giovanni Scelzi, plus 900. McFadden also right there at plus 900. Corey Day, plus 1,000. Tanner Holmes, plus 1,900. Justin Peck, 2,300. But GT, the Rodman risk tonight, it just seems like it's too easy. Justin Sanders at plus 4,100 here this evening. He was 2nd in this race last year. Yeah. He is so successful here at the quarter mile, and he's in a very good race car. I feel like plus 4,155. The odds makers might have messed up on that one.
I would take that bet from you. You're a former Chili Bowl pool winner,
yes.
I trust your thoughts. And yeah, no, Justin Sanders is that guy that people keep pointing to finally get that big national win. And tonight is going to be a great opportunity driving the 87 car. So we're looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Yeah, that that Chili Bowl pool win was like the greatest day of my life. If you want to check out more out on the gambling side of things, go to nxtbets.com/playhlr, and you can find which sports books are available in your region, and you can get a sign-up bonus on there as well. So make sure to go to nxtbets.com/playhlr, and you can get involved a little bit more in high limit racing, and it's definitely some fun when you can win some real cash. That is for sure. It looks like the first couple of cars are making their way towards the track here for our first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. As if you are not familiar, maybe this is your first ever sprint car race, you're here in the grandstands, or maybe the first time you're watching on FloRacing tonight, these hot laps you're about to see, essentially a practice session for these drivers to come out there and, you know, feel the racetrack, feel their race car, and then they'll get right into qualifying. But these hot laps don't last very long. They get maybe 3 or 4. The first couple of groups, sometimes GT, they'll get maybe 4, 5, 6 laps if the track is a little bit greasy out there. But most of the time, hot laps, you get 3, 4 laps, and you better be good because qualifying's right after it.
Yeah, you got it. And sometimes we do see here, like you see across the country, where they'll kind of bring the yellow flag out and let that first group roll on the top side a little bit. So we'll see if they do that. But as we talked about earlier, Scott Russell has been experimenting with some things to try and get this track in tip-top shape. We've seen some fantastic racing in the last month and a half, so we're crossing our fingers.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the racetrack here tonight. Did talk to Scott Russell quite a bit today, and he is looking forward to seeing how things progress. They do race 360 sprint cars here on a weekly basis. They have a championship they go for. Unfortunately, the champion, or the points leader, Tony Gomes, unable to make it here tonight, but we do have the 9-time track champion, of course, Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. He is going to be a guy to watch for. 4th place in the feature last year with High Limit. Very impressive.
And he's that guy you keep pointing to finally get that 410 win. I know we joked about it last year that about 20 years ago, Andy told his wife Candace that if he didn't win that night, it was a NARC race back then, he said he was going to ride in the back of the pickup truck. And he's still looking for that win. You talked about it, 76 360 wins, 1 mini truck victory, but still looking for that elusive 410 sprint car win here.
I actually did not know about the mini truck win, so that is definitely something I'll need to add to my notes here. He does have 8 wins this year in a 360 for Andy Forsberg. A couple of 410 starts. Best run this year for him, a 5th at the Stockton Dirt Track with NARC. And Andy Forsberg, one of, if not the favorite here at the Placerville Speedway. And Tony Laporta, he's one of your favorites as well.
Well, I just keep thinking maybe I need to adopt his style of, you know, kind of rocking the no shirt look at the racetrack. Gary Thomas, I have to ask you, are you ever inspired by Andy Forsberg to maybe just go topless up there in the booth and kind of channel your inner Forsberg? Because obviously Andy's a big part of this facility, but I mean, come on, brother, so are you. Do you ever just go ahead and just take the tarp off when you're announcing a race here?
No, I've never done that. I actually want to get on the workout plan because every time I see you, your muscles and forearms get a little bit bigger. So if I was on that Tony Laporta workout plan, I might do that.
Well, hey, we're talking about Andy Forsberg right now, all right? Quit trying to flirt with me.
There's no muscle in Andy's body.
Listen, I didn't, you know, you said that. You're obviously much more friendly with him than I am. But no, it's so cool to see a guy like him dominate and run so well. And Chase, what do you say? 4th place here in the feature
That's
with us
correct.
last year?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously California is known for an incredibly strong contingent of local racers, not just California, the whole West Coast. And that's one of the great parts about a national tour. You get to visit all these regions and find out who the real all-stars are. And Justin Sanders told us that last year it was about getting to see how him and his program stacked up. They said they've been fast all summer against the local racers. This was Justin Sanders, but he said it was a real pleasure to get to have High Limit and the World of Outlaws come west at the end of the summer, because Justin said that was when those teams, himself, his team, got to find out, are we as good and are we as fast as we really think we are? When you come to Placerville Speedway, Andy Forsberg doesn't have to ask that question. He's always a threat, it seems like, when we come out here.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Tony. It looks like our first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. It's making its way onto the racetrack now, and we've mentioned this is one of the more unique facilities in the entire country. The pit area is up on top of a hill outside 3 and 4. You got to make your way all the way around those backstretch stands, down another hill, and then kind of go over the exit of the track, and then go down the barbershop, number 15. That is Michael Sellers. Michael Sellers in the number 15. And driver that is scheduled for the second Dirt Draft Hot Lap session, I believe had an issue during wheel pack right there, is Dominic Selzy in car number 41. Selzy out of Fresno, California. It's the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Oil, Whipple Industries, number 41. And also on the racetrack, on the back straightaway, from Plumas Lake, California, that's the Foothill Recycling, Bush Landscaping, Mac Motorsports, M&S Motors. Number 24K, that's Koa Crane. Koa Crane in the number 24K. And lined up next to him in his Highland Racing debut tonight out of Castro Valley, California. In the Buchanan Auto Electric, Keith Day Trucking, Simpson Race Products, Joe's Racing Products. Number 7P, that is Jake Andriotti. Jake Andriotti in the 7P. And the former World of Outlaws winner here at the Placerville Speedway. From Fremont, California, in the NOS Energy Drink, Mattwood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms, MV Drywall number 17W, it's Sugar, Shane Golobic. Shane Golobic in the 17W. And from Lemoore, California, the Monarch Ford, Dawson Maldine Construction, Legacy, California, Crown Limousine number 2K. The driver is Gage Garcia. Gage Garcia in the 2K. And last year's runner-up here with High Limit at the Placerville Speedway from Aromas, California, in the Focus Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC Global American Table Bargain Barn, number 87, it's Justin Sanders. Justin Sanders in the number 87. And the final car in this first session of Hot Laps comes to us out of Lubbock, Texas. He drives the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Creek and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5. That is Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. The first group of cars getting underway. Close call in the infield there with Dominic Selzy in a push truck, but we're all good. Selzy going to pull into the infield. We did mention that he is in the second set of Hot Laps here tonight. And we'll see what the track has in store as far as the lap times go. There is Michael Sellers on your screen. His dad, Billy, the owner and proprietor of a very well-known wing building business out here on the West Coast, Sellers Race Wings. And Michael has not entered into the Gold Cup Race of Champions GT, but he said if he can make the show tonight, he'll be there next week at Chico.
Okay, that'd be great to have him.
Yeah,
his dad
absolutely.
At one point was the youngest track champion in the country, I think, back around 1990 or so. So yeah, Billy III was a great guy. He's a great guy.
And there is Jake Andriotti. His Highland Racing debut has just recently gotten behind the wheel of a sprint car, has been very good in the midgets and the micros in his young career. We saw him actually with High Limit International at the Perth Motorplex out there. He was driving a midget in that race. And he was not in the sprint car, but it was still cool to see him out there in the midget. But Jake Andriotti, I've known that kid for a long time. I think he's got a very bright future ahead. He's done some good things in the midgets and the micros, and now making his High Limit debut tonight. Just a couple of 410 sprint car starts to his credit in that number 7P.
Yeah, it talks about 5 first-time wing sprint car winners this year in Placerville. Jake is one of them.
There is Gage Garcia. He was having a great run last night at the Thunderbowl, was just outside the top 10, had some kind of problem late in the race and fell out, but he was showing a lot of speed over there as we now throw the green flag for the first time here at Placerville Speedway. Did want to mention as well, Koa Crane, the driver out there in the 24K. That is a 360 engine. He's the only driver in the field tonight with a 360 under the hood. Shane Golobic so far the fastest driver at 10.729 seconds, and quickly the white flag is displayed. Brenham Crouch up into the second spot. Sanders now goes to the top, 10.477. Checkered flag is in the air. Final drive or final lap for these drivers, as now they begin to decelerate. And it looks like it is official that Justin Sanders will be the fastest driver in session number 1 at 10.477 seconds in car number 87. Shane Golobic second at 10.729. Brenham Crouch in third at a 10.738. Jake Andriotti in fourth, 10.766. And Gage Garcia in fifth at a 10.873. Michael Sellers and Koa Crane, the other two drivers that were in that session, rounding out those drivers. Justin Sanders getting the night off to a pretty darn good start there in that Power Plus number 87. Tony mentioned it earlier. I believe I ran into a guy that was at the Pit Pass booth earlier, said there's going to be at least 50 people from Power Plus here tonight to watch the race. So welcome the Power Plus folks as a big sponsor on that number 87 car for Ridge & Sons Racing here in 2025. Here comes our second group of hot lappers rolling onto the backstretch now. From Roseville, California, it's the Bjork Constructions, Shaver Engines, D&J Rental, Roxy Properties, ceremonies. Number 7B, the Shark, Sean Becker. Sean Becker in the number 7B. And also on the racetrack with him from Lincoln, California, the California Waterfowl, Rye Helmets, K1 Race Gear, CBC Concrete. Number 83T, that is Tanner Carrick. Tanner Carrick in the 83T. And just behind those two, making his season debut with Highlander Racing out of Roseville, California, driving the NOS Energy Drink. Hanson Machine, 22 Metalworks McCulloch's RV, number 17, that is Quick Stuff, Colby Copeland. Colby Copeland in the number 17. And the other number 17 out on the racetrack from Overland Park, Kansas, in the Triple X Chassis, Moose's LZ Bar and Grill, Gary Silva Ranches, Ditto's Graphics, number 17 of Jace Park. Jace Park in the 17. And the current series point leader also on the racetrack now from Grass Valley, California. In the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory, Kane Empire Netting and Fence, number 49. That is the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the 49. And also on the Speedway from Lebanon, Indiana, the Works Limited, JVI Group, Smith Titanium, FK Shocks, Banshee Graphics, letter W, that's Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in the letter W. Looks like Dominic Selzy is going to pull out of the infield. He will be a part of this session as well. Dom is from Fresno, California. We mentioned he drives the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Oil, Whipple Industries, number 41. So we'll see if the issues are rectified on that car as he came to a stop during wheel pack and then came down into the infield a hot lap session early. That car does come to life here on the front straightaway as he rolls into turn one. So these 7 drivers are fired off, about ready to get underway with their hot lap session. I was pretty surprised to see us not go yellow in that first session, Gary. The track is already in really good shape. A low 10-second lap there, 10.477. No need to wheel pack at all. It's in great shape.
Well, we talked about last year. This thing was pretty darn juiced up all night, so that was one thing that Scott wanted to kind of get away from. So, so far, so good, it looks like.
Certainly, as we now throw the green flag, hot lap session number 2 is underway here in Old Hangtown. Tanner Carrick quickly into the second position on the timing charts at a 10.666. Spencer Baston right behind him at a 10.717. Brad Sweet also inside the top 5. As a quick green-white checkered session. We're going checkered already. Brad Sweet now goes up to second on the speed charts. And so the yellow's out, checkered is out as well. Brad Sweet, the fastest driver in that group and second quickest overall at 10.489 seconds. Justin Sanders still the best though at 10.477. Spencer Baston in third at a 10.607. Tanner Carrick fourth, 10.666. And then Shane Golovic rounds out the top 5. Brenham Crouch, Sean Becker, Jace Park, Jake Andriotti, and Colby Copeland are the top 10 drivers so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. If you don't know what Dirt Draft is, you need to download it in the Google Play and App Store. It's a great way for you to get a little bit more involved with racing, not just high limit, but we could talk about the Lucas Oil late models, the USAC sprint cars, all kinds of great stuff on Dirt Draft as far as the racing categories. You go on there, you get a $100,000 salary cap. You pick 5 different drivers. As long as you stay under that $100,000 salary cap, that lineup is set, and then you go against a bunch of other people. If your lineup runs well, then you get points that you can use in the speed shop for merchandise items, tickets, and all kinds of other great stuff. Check it out, Dirt Draft in the Google Play and App Store. As we now roll on the third group of hot laps here tonight. The first driver in turn number 3 from Minden, Nevada. He drives the JST Motorsports, the Ritual Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils. Number 88, that is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the number 88. And lined up next to him out of Jacksonville, Oregon, in the Shane DeWalt Trucking, Legacy Builder Supply, Orville Tax, Sisters Meat and Smokehouse. Number 18T, Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in the 18T. And also on the back straightaway from Clovis, California, it's the Gary Silva Ranch's Smith Titanium JI Apparel Silva All Natural Beef number 10 of Dominic Gordon. Dominic Gordon in the number 10. Lined up next to him, one of our Rookie of the Year contenders out of Waco, Texas. It's the All By Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex Decking, number 9. It's Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the number 9. And the DJ of the night rolls onto the backstretch as well from Myerstown, Pennsylvania. It's the M&M Painting and Construction, the Crew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs. Number 19, Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. And another Rookie of the Year contender making his Placerville Speedway debut tonight from Northport, Florida. In the Global Lake, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs. Number 24D, the Florida man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams III in the 24D. There goes Danny Sams. He gets his first look here at the Placerville Speedway. Last night was a good night until the feature for Danny Sams. He got a heat race win, was in the dash, looked very, very strong early on in the night, and then got into an incident involving Cy Lynch and Corey Eliason, which sent him to the work area and then obviously to the tail end of the field, and he was not able to recover after that. But hopefully a confidence booster last night for Danny Sams to get that heat race win over a very stout field of cars down there at the Thunder Bowl. Green lights flick on, and we are underway with Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 here at the Placerville Speedway as you watch Tanner Thorson make his way around the quarter mile. Tanner Thorson's 4th quick on lap 1. Tanner Holmes goes up to 3rd on the speed charts. Chase Randall in the top 5 as well. Most of these drivers are inside the top 10, including Brent Marks and Dominic Gordon. And the checkered quickly displayed to these drivers. So the fastest driver in that group and 3rd quick overall, the number 18T of Tanner Holmes. A 10.510 second lap time for Tanner. 4th quick in that one was Chase Randall at a 10.528 second lap. But Justin Sanders still shows the way at 10.477 seconds with Brad Sweet in 2nd. Holmes and Randall 3rd and 4th. Spencer Baston completes the top 5. Tanner Thorson P6. Brent Marks is 7th. Tanner Carrick is 8th. Dominic Gordon 9th. And Shane Golovic is in 10th. Session number 4 now making their way down the hill, and the first driver onto the speedway in this group is the defending 49er Gold Rush Classic winner from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, in the Tarleton & Son American Rock and Rent Durst Incorporated Bandy & Associates number 21. It's James McFadden. James McFadden in the 21. And pulling up next to him on the back straightaway from Windsor, California, it's the CCI Electrical, Buster's Barbecue, Van Lair Steering Repair, Jerry's Valero, number 12J, John Clark. John Clark in the 12J. And another Rookie of the Year contender making his Placerville Speedway debut tonight from Apollo, Pennsylvania, in the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And the winner of the NorCal Posse Shootout earlier on this year here at Placerville Speedway from Santa Rosa, California, the High Plains Building Division, Velocity Engineering, Dirt Dudes, all about fire protection. Number 19 junior, Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers Jr. in the 19 junior. And the 9-time track champion is also on the speedway from Auburn, California. The Oroville Tax, Wilkie Masonry, Pacific Highway Rental, Western Traffic Supply, number 92, Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. Andy Forsberg in the 92. And making his Highland Racing debut tonight from Sacramento, California, and the Chuck's Corvette, JKF Enterprises, Loyalty Builders, Kim's Custom Creations, number 9F, it is DJ Freitas. DJ Freitas in the 9F. And the final car in this session is from Monrovia, Indiana, in the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty number 26. That is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26. Drivers in session number 4 now begin to pace around the Placerville Speedway. As there is a look at Spencer Baston. See Brad Sweet and Colby Copeland up there as well. Getting up close and personal. Good way to see what the right line is on the track when you're that close to the racing surface, Gary. It's one of those rare occasions where these guys, if you're standing on a mule, you're 15 feet away from the race car going around there.
You said it, and we talked about it earlier. All the race fans get a bird's eye view of all the teams down there in the pit area, which is so unique. It's one of the things people love about Placerville Speedway.
It's certainly very, very unique. We cannot mention that enough. If you've never been here, you've got to get to Placerville at some point in time. It should be on your bucket list as the green flag comes out. We'll see if anybody can top Justin Sanders. He has been the fastest driver since the first hot lap session. That lap time, 10.477 seconds, maybe last year's winner. James McFadden can get up there in the Tarleton Racing 21. Only one driver in the top 10 here in this one. 9th overall for Justin Peck at a 10.683. A lot of smoke out of John Clark's number 12 J's. He makes his way around the racetrack. So the checkered is out. The fastest driver in that group and 9th overall, the number 26 of Justin Peck. 10.683 seconds for the Rudine Racing entry. James McFadden, the next fastest driver in that one, was 11th quick overall. It is still Justin Sanders showing the way. 10.477 seconds. Brad Sweet, Tanner Holmes, Chase Randall, and Spencer Baston. Then Tanner Thorson, Brent Marks, Tanner Carrick, Justin Peck, and Dominic Gordon. There is Justin Peck on your screen right now in that very familiar white and blue Rudine Racing number 26. He was 9th in the feature here last night at the Thunder Bowl. He was 8th in the feature here last year with High Limit when we came here to Peeville. Session number 5 now rolling trackside. The first car you see on the speedway from St. Helena, California. And the Red Wine Express, Rico Abreu, Curb Agajanian Racing, Pacific Boring, Waste Connections number 24, Rico Abreu. And also on the track, one of our Race Rudine Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13. It's Dason Persley. Dason Persley in the 13. And last night's feature winner from the Thunder Bowl, from Clovis, California, the Burco Redwood, Trex Decking, Warehouser, Two Worlds Equestrian, Sander Engineering, number 14. It's Payday, Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14. From Sassoon City, California, in the Bushy Financial C&H Motor Parts, Sierra Single Ply, Quick Change, Liquid Energy, number X1. That is Chance Grasty. Chance Grasty in the X1. And last night's third place finisher from Fresno, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliot's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC. It is Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy. Gio Selzy in the 7 BC. And making his Highland Racing debut tonight from Alberta, California, in the Americoat, Sabre Sheet Metal, Torsion Bar Dyno Service, Grandma and Grandpa, number 7W, it is Dennis Shearer. Dennis Shearer in the 7W. And final car in this session from Hollister, California, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Inland Rigging, MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, number 73, of Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell in the 73. Those are the drivers in hot lap session number 5. We will have one more session after this, and then we will get into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. We mentioned it at the top of the show, one car on the track at the same time. I keep saying at the same time because I'm used to saying 2 cars on the track at the same time, Gary, but it's 1 car on the track, 2 laps around the track, and then that will put them in their heat race position later on, and the field is split. We have 40 cars, so 20 cars in Flight A, 20 cars in Flight B. The drivers in Flight A, they will be in heat races 1 and 2. The drivers in Flight B, heat races 3 and 4. And 10 car for heat races. Those are going to be crazy.
Big heat races.
Yeah.
And you talked about the single car qualifying. It's funny. We tried to do 2 cars at a time here, and it doesn't really save time just because they have everything dialed in. As fast as these laps are, the single car at a time is the way to go.
I mean, it is non-stop in single car qualifying for about, 15 minutes straight, it seems like. You never have a car off the throttles. We now are underway with session number 5 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. There's Jason Persley, Rookie of the Year contender. He has been here in the past, however. Ran a USAC midget in his career at this racetrack. Was 9th with USAC here in 2023. Rico Abreu goes to the top of the board, and Chance Grasty right behind him. And now Jason Persley goes to the top of the board. And just when you thought the track was slowing down, psych. Jason Persley now the fastest overall, 10.346 seconds. Rico Abreu second quick now at 10.386. Corey Day third, 10.386, same lap time as Rico. And Chance Grasty fourth quick at a 10.444. Justin Sanders, Brad Sweet, Tanner Holmes, Chase Randall, Gio Selzy, and Spencer Baston complete the top 10. But very, very close among those top 3. 10.3 second laps by all 3 of those drivers, including a tie between Rico and Corey Day. Here is the final group of hot laps making their way onto the backstretch now. Led onto the Speedway by the driver from Yuba City, California. He drives the Lippert Construction, Danny Word Sales, Cloud Valve Company, Vinyl Tech. Number 21L, it's Landon Brooks. Landon Brooks in the 21L. And from Visalia, California, driving the Redline Welding and Construction, Smith Titanium Morrison Engines, King Racing Products. Number 45, it's Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in the 45. And picked up his first career Placerville Speedway win earlier on this year from Oakley, California. Driving the Gary Silva Ranches, Vallejo Coin Exchange, Bowman and Sons Trucking, Air One Heating and Air. Number 83V, Dylan Bloomfield. Dylan Bloomfield in the 83V. From Redding, California, the MitryConstruction.com, Shasta Realty Group, Shark Engine, Steve Manning Construction. Number 2XM, it's Max Mitry. Max Mitry in the 2XM. And from Templeton, California, driving the ShopCaleb.com, David Cry Engineering, Woodland Auto Display. Number 3, Caleb Montgomery. Caleb Montgomery in the number 3. And the final driver to hot lap here tonight from San Jose, California. In the Maxwell Racing Engines, Amatco Disposal, Advanced Auto Center, Swimming Pool Perfections, number 0, TK Tim Kading. Those are the drivers in our final hot lap session of the night here at the Placerville Speedway before we get into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. And it is a parking lot in the infield. Cars, mules, quads, and crew members all over the place. And somehow, Gary, they're still able to coordinate it to where there's no issues out there, Tony.
Chase, don't forget, we've also got quads, race cars, mules.
And you.
And the JT Power Sports Pit Reporter transport vehicle.
Yes.
You can't forget that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I did forget about that.
But only 2 wheels. It's possibly the slimmest vehicle in the infield to go along with me. Maybe one of the slimmest individuals in the infield here as we get ready for hot laps to conclude. That was a joke.
That was smooth.
Said.
Yeah, that was real smooth, Tony.
Yes, I'm not slim.
Yeah, work on that one a little bit more. Dylan Bloomfield, problem. Bloomfield's car does not come to life, and he is now stopped on the back straightaway. We mentioned Bloomfield picked up that first career 360 win here at Placerville that came back on July 5th. And now a problem is he noses that car towards the infield, so not exactly sure what could be the problem there for Bloomfield. We'll see if Tony Laporte can maybe get an update on us, or an update for us on the condition of that race car. And they need to get him a little bit farther into the infield before we can send these cars green. And it looks like they are doing that now. Dylan Bloomfield unable to qualify for the feature last night at the Thunder Bowl. He did not qualify for the feature here last year as well. There is Max Mitry. First time we've seen him with high limit outside of the Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico. Max has had a solid year in the sprint car. had a 4th place finish with the NARC Sprint cars up in Willamette, Oregon. And another 5th place run at Silver Dollar Speedway, or another top 5, excuse me, at Silver Dollar Speedway during the David Tartar Memorial earlier on this year. Tony Laporta mentioning to us that there could be a mag box issue on the 83V, so we'll keep you posted on that as the green flag and now the white flag already displayed. Fastest driver so far in this one, Landon Brooks, goes up to 2nd quick overall. So that will conclude things here tonight in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Landon Brooks, the fastest in that group and 2nd quickest overall at a 10.356. But the fastest driver here tonight in car number 13, Dason Pursley, a 10.346 second lap time. Brooks in 2nd, Rico Abreu 3rd, Corey Day 4th, and Chance Grasty in 5th. Justin Sanders P6, Brad Sweet 7th, Tanner Holmes 8th, Chase Randall 9th, and Corey Eliason in that last group went up to the 10th spot on the timing sheet. So next up, it is Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. As we mentioned, 1 car on the track, 2 laps around the Speedway. Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealers and the #1 Intech Trailer dealers. No one sells more Toterhomes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com.
Chase, quickly down here, they're still working on the 83V of Bloomfield. Joe Myers Jr. and his family car parked right here, just adjacent to the track exit and infield entry. Joe Myers and his team have loaned a Mac box to the 83V guys as they're parked right here next door to them. So they're going to quickly swap out those boxes and see if that is the quick fix. They're hoping that's the issue. They're working to install that right now down here in the infield.
All right, thank you very much, Tony. Also, with 40 cars, you mentioned it is a split field. So after Tanner Holmes, that will be the beginning of Flight B. So Tanner Holmes, the final car in Flight A. John Clark, the first car in Flight B. So keep that in mind as well. Those drivers in Flight A only qualifying against each other for those first 2 heat races. Same thing in Flight B for heat races 3 and 4. We mentioned the track record at the top of the show set by Tim Kading back on March 27th of 2004. It's a 9.913 second lap. Absolutely blistering around the Placerville Speedway. After hot laps are about 0.4 of a second off of that, which doesn't sound like much, Gary, but when you're already running 10s, that is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
We talked about some very, very fast qualifying laps, right around the mid-10s for the 360s this year, so this should be a very fast-paced qualifying session.
We'll see if anybody can get maybe to a 10.2, a 10.1, maybe a 10.0. We'll have to wait and see. First car on the track for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying, Gary, is a 360. We mentioned that earlier. Koa Crane, the only 360 engine in the field here tonight. And so he will be the first car. That's not how we screwed it up. It just worked out that way. That the only 360 in the field was the first car to qualify. Looks like Dylan Bloomfield has made repairs. That car does come back to life, and now he will pull back into the infield so we can get underway with Capital Custom Trailer qualifying here at Placerville. Don't forget, race fans, next week, Highland Racing is in action up at Chico for the Silver Dollar Speedway Gold Cup Race of Champions. That is on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, split field prelim nights. So half the field of 68 cars going on Thursday, the other half going on Friday. They will earn points in their pursuit of a Gold Cup win, which is a $100,000 payday on Saturday, 1 week from tonight. And we are now getting underway with Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. The first car making his way onto the racetrack is Koa Crane. He's out of Plumas Lake, California, the Foothill Recycling, Bush Landscaping, Mac Motorsports, M&S Motors, number 24K. Koa Crane with the 360 under the hood making his way around the racetrack. He's coming to take the white flag this time by, so green first time. First lap for Crane is a 10.841, 10841. Koa Crane with 7 top 10 finishes this year in 360 action at the Marysville Raceway, a little bit farther north. Lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 10.943, 10943. First lap better, 10.841 for the 24K of Koa Crane. And an issue as our next car now gets underway. He is from Lubbock, Texas, driving the Horizon Whiskey, Ninth Street and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com. High Performance Lubricants number 5. It's Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. Crouch powering the CJB Motorsports car off of turn number 4. Lap number 1 is going to go to the top, 10.779, 10779. 13th in the main event last night at the Thunderbolt. Did not make the show here at Placerville last year. Lap number 2 is better, up to a 10.772, 10772. Brenham Crouch now to the top of the board. Next up from Lemoore, California, the Monarch Ford, Dawson Maldine Construction, Legacy, California, Crown Limousine number 2K. Here is Gage Garcia. Gage Garcia in the 2K. Garcia on lap number 1 is going to go to the top, 10.648, 10648. 20th in the feature last night, 20th here last year. A 360 winner at Ocean and Marysville this year. Lap number 2 better, 10.586, 10586. Gage Garcia, now the fastest driver. Your next qualifier is from Castro Valley, California. It's his Highland Racing debut in the Buchanan Auto Electric, Keith Day Trucking, Simpson Race Products, Joe's Racing Products. Number 7P, it's Jake Andriotti. Jake Andriotti in the 7P. Andriotti on lap 1 is second quick, 10.653, 10653. Left front in the air through turn number 2 there. Andriotti, a winner here at Placerville back on July 12th. Lap number 2 is to the top, 10.546, 10546. Next up from Fremont, California, it's the NOS Energy Drink, Matwood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms, MV Drywall, number 17W. Here is Sugar, Shane Golovic. Shane Golovic in the 17W. Shane on lap 1, third quick, 10.631, 10631. Shane Golovic, the World of Outlaws winner here at Placerville back in 2019. Lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 10.728. First lap better in third quick, 10.631 seconds for car number 17W. Your next qualifier from Sacramento, California. Here is the Sellers Race Wings, Bullseye Design and Print, Tapered Barbershop, number 15. It's Michael Sellers. Michael Sellers in the 15. Michael Sellers on lap number 1. He'll be 6th quick at a 10.896, 10896. Did not qualify for the feature here last year. A 13th place finish with the Western Sprint Tour in 2023. One of his better 360 finishes here at Placerville. Lap number 2 will slow down to an 11.062. First lap better, 10.896 for the 15 of Michael Sellers. Last year's second place finisher here at Placerville, now on the clock from Aromas, California. Here's the Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC, American Table, Bargain Bar number 87. It's Justin Sanders. Justin Sanders in the number 87. Sanders on lap 1 to the top, 10.425, 10425. Justin Sanders, a 26-time 360 winner here at Placerville. Lap 2 better, 10.295, 10295. Justin Sanders now to the top of the board. Qualifying next from Roseville, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Hanson Machine, 22 Metalworks, McCulloch's RV, number 17. Here is Quick Stuff, Colby Copeland. Colby Copeland in the number 17. Colby on lap 1. He'll be 8th quick at 11.161, 11161. Colby Copeland, a former NARCS sprint car winner here back in 2023. Lap number 2, he's better, up to 6th quick, 10.801, 10.801. Colby Copeland, P6. Here is the current series point leader from Grass Valley, California. It's the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated, Factory Kane, Empire Netting, and Fence number 49. It's the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet on lap 1 is 9th quick at a 10.902, 10902. Brad Sweet, a former World of Outlaws winner here back in 2018, also a Civil War win in 2004. Lap number 2, 5th quick, 10.681, 10681. Brad Sweet, 5th quick on lap 2. Your next qualifier from Fresno, California, driving the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Oil, Whipple Industries, number 41. It is Dominic Selzy. Dominic Selzy in the 41. Lap 1 for Dom. He will be 10th quick at 11.253, 11253. Dominic Selzy, also a former NARC winner here back in 2021 and a former Sprint Car Challenge Tour winner as well. Lap 2 up to 6th quick, 10.715, 10715, P6 for Dominic Selzy. From Overland Park, Kansas, here is the Triple X Chassis, Moose's LZ Bar and Grill, Gary Silva Ranch's Ditto's Graphics, number 17. This is Chase Park. Chase Park in the number 17. Chase Park on lap 1 is at 11.545, 11545. Chase Park was 20th against the Outlaws at Cotton Bowl Speedway in Texas back in March. His best finish against a national tour this year. Lap 2's better, a 10.967, still 10th, make that 11th quick of 11 cars. Last night's second place finisher from Lebanon, Indiana. Here's the Works Limited, JVI Group, Smith Titanium, FK Shocks, Banshee Graphics, letter W. It's Spencer Baston. Lap 1 for Baston is going to be 6th quick, 10.707, 10707. Spencer Baston 17th in the feature here. Last year was 7th with the Outlaws in 2023. Lap 2, 2nd quick, 10.395, 10395. 2nd quick for Spencer Baston. Qualifying now from Roseville, California is the Bjork Construction, Shaver Engines, D&J Rental, Roxy Properties, number 7B. Here is the Shark, Sean Becker. Lap 1 for the Shark is going to be 11th quick at a 10.880, 10880. Sean Becker, a 2-time NARC winner, a 3-time Civil War Sprint Car winner here at Placerville. Lap number 2 is up to 7th quick now at a 10.707, 10707 for the 7B of Sean Becker. From Lincoln, California, driving the California Waterfowl, RI Helmets, K1 Race Gear, CBC Concrete, 83T. This is Tanner Carrick. Tanner Carrick in the 83T. Lap 1 for TC is 4th quick, 10.582, 10582 for the 8-time 360 winner here at Placerville. Lap number 2 for Tanner Carrick is going to slow down to a 10.641, but the first lap is 4th quick at 10.582 seconds. Getting up to speed now from Clovis, California. Here is the Gary Silva Ranches. Silva All Natural Beef, number 10. It is Dominic Gordon. Dominic Gordon in car number 10. Lap 1 for Dominic is 13th overall at a 10.876, 10876. Was the NARC Sprint Car winner here back in May of 2025. Lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 10.906, the first lap faster, 10.876, 13th quick out of 15 for Dominic Gordon. From Minden, Nevada, here is the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils, number 88. This is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. Thorson on lap 1, 12 quick overall, a 10.808, 10808. Currently on an 11-race top 10 streak with the series, the longest of anybody else that drives full-time with high limit. Lap number 2 up to 10th quick now at 10.767, 10767. 10th quick for Tanner Thorson. From Waco, Texas, here's the All By Your Alternative. Infamous Inc. Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex Decking, number 9. It is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the number 9. Randall on lap 1. He will be 17th overall in 11.122. 11.122. Chase Randall was 10th here in 2023 against the Outlaws. Lap number 2, he will go faster, but stays back in the 17th spot in 11.083. 11083, 17th for Chase Randall with 3 cars left to run in Flight A. His fellow Rookie of the Year contender now on the track from Northport, Florida in the Global Lake Mossy Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Easter Metal Signs. Number 24D, it's the Florida man, Danny Sams III. Lap 1 for Danny, 6 quick, 10.602, 10602. Danny Sams in his Placerville Speedway debut is absolutely getting after it. Lap number 2, 3rd quick, 10.537, 10537. Danny Sams III, now P3. Two more cars in Flight A. Next up from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, the Crew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs. Number 19, here is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. Marks on lap 1 is 13th overall, a 10.780, 10780. Brent Marks here last year was 8th in the, or make that 12th in the feature in 2024. Lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 10.868, the first lap faster at a 10.780 as our final car in Flight A now circles the Speedway. From Jacksonville, Oregon, it's the Shane DeWalt Trucking, Legacy Builder Supply, Orville Tax Sisters, Medan Smokehouse 18T. Tanner Holmes coming to a stop as he got over the edge of the banking in turn number 2. And it looks like he just came back from the pit area. He's coming down the hill. Just that perfect spot right there where everybody crosses the track. So Tanner Holmes is going to have to try and turn around here. He's currently on his first lap. And here is a Compcams replay. See what happened here. And I feel like that's something, Gary, we see quite a bit here at Placerville.
Yeah, this year it's been more often than not. Here's a great replay from the drone video.
Yeah, good shot there. Just gets right over the edge.
Yep. We've seen about 4 or 5 cars hit that big white tire over there, and it doesn't end well.
It does not. As now Holmes is taking the white flag, so his first lap for good measure is not a new track record, a 48.832, 48832. Tanner Holmes trying to improve on lap number 2. We'll see if that is the case, and it's up to 18th overall, a 10.910, 10910. Justin Sanders, the fastest driver in Flight A of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying at 10.295 seconds. Spencer Baston, Danny Sams, Jake Andriotti, and Tanner Carrick, the top 5, as we now roll into Flight B of qualifying. The first car in Flight B is now getting powered up. He's out of Windsor, California, driving the CCI Electrical, Buster's Barbecue, Van Lair Stereo Repair, Jerry's Valero, number 12J. Here is John Clark. John Clark in the 12J. John Clark unable to qualify for the feature here last year with Highland Racing. Lap number 1 for him is an 11.503, 11503. Was 17th here with NARC back in 2022. His best 410 finish at this racetrack. Lap number 2 is better, up to an 11.515, 11151 for John Clark in the 12J. From Monrovia, Indiana, it's the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation for Performance, Hager Realty, number 26. Here is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the number 26. Lap 1, he will go to the top of the board. 10.813, 10813 on lap 1 for Justin Peck. He was 9th last night and 8th here last year. Lap number 2 is going to slow down just slightly to a 10.860. First lap better, 10.813 for the 26 of Justin Peck. Making his Highland Racing debut tonight from Sacramento, California, here's the Chuck's Corvette, JKF Enterprises, Loyalty Builders, Kim's Custom Creations. Number 9F, it's DJ Freitas. DJ Freitas in the 9F. Lap 1 for Freitas, third quick at 11.711, 11711 on his first time by the line. DJ Freitas was 24th here in the feature with NARC back in May. Lap number 2, he will go faster at 11.284, 11284, third quick out of 3 so far for DJ Freitas. Taking time next out of Santa Rosa, California, the High Plains Building Division, Velocity Engineering, Dirt Dudes, all about fire protection. Number 19, Junior, it's Joel Myers Jr. Lap 1 for Joel, to the top, 10.756, 10756. Picked up the $8,000 360 win here earlier this year at the NorCal Posse Shootout. Lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 10.809. First lap faster at 10.756 seconds. Joel Myers Jr. now shows the way in Flight B of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. The winningest driver in the history of this racetrack now on the track from Auburn, California. It's the Orville Tax, Wilkie Masonry, Pacific Highway Rental, Western Traffic Supply. Number 92, Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. Lap 1 for Forsberg is third, quick, 10.855, 10855. Was 4th here in the main event last year. A 9-time track champion at Placerville Speedway. Lap number 2, he goes faster but stays third quick, 10.845, 10845, third quick for Andy Forsberg. From Apollo, Pennsylvania, in the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42. This is Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. Lap 1 for Cy. He'll be 4th overall at 11.019. 11.019 was the rookie of the race last night at Tulare, a 14th place result. Tonight, his Placerville Speedway debut, lap number 2. Second quick, 10.806. 1.0806. Second quick for Cy Lynch in the 42. Up next from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Tarleton & Son American Rock and Red Durst Incorporated Bandy & Associates number 21. Here is James McFadden. James McFadden in car number 21. McFadden on lap 1 is 5th quick at 11.050, 11.050. McFadden, last year's high limit feature winner here at Placerville. Lap number 2 is going to go faster, but stays 5th overall. A 10.5, make that 10.957, 1.0957 for James McFadden in the 21. From Hollister, California, this is the NOS Energy Drink, Inland Rigging, MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display number 73. It's Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell on lap 1 is 8th overall at 11.315, 11.315. Ended up inside the top 10 last year here at Placerville with a 9th place result against High Limit. Lap number 2 is better, up to 7th quick at 11.264, 11.264 for the 73 of Ryan Burnell. Our next qualifier makes his High Limit Racing debut tonight from Alberta, California. It's the Americoat Sabre Sheet Metal Torsion Bar Dyno Service, Grandma and Grandpa, number 7W, excuse me. It's Dennis Shear. Dennis Shear in the 7W. Lap 1 for Dennis Shear is going to be 9th overall on 11.463, 11.463. Has a 3rd place finish at Marysville and a 360 back on April 5th and July 26th, his best finish of the year. Lap number 2 is faster. It's at 11.447, 11.447 for the 7W of Dennis Shear. Up next from Sassoon City, California, here's the Bushy Financial, C&H Motor Parts, Sierra Single Ply, Quick Change Liquid Energy, number X1. It's Chance Grasty. Chance Grasty in the X1. Lap 1, 4th quick, 10.824, 10.824 on lap 1 for Chance Grasty. Grasty, the Sprint Car Challenge Tour winner earlier this year here at Placerville. Lap number 2, he will slow down to a 10.859, first lap faster, and 4th quick at 10.824 seconds. From Fresno, California, here is the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Cards, Brand Professional Agriculture, Cambridge, number 7 BC. This is Giovanni Selzy. Lap 1 for Gio. He'll be 8th overall at 11.177, 11.177 on the first time by the line for Hot Sauce. A NARC winner here back in 2017. Lap number 2, 4th quick, 10.817, 1.0817, 4th quick for Giovanni Selzy. Up next from St. Helena, California, it's the Red Line Express, Rico Abreu, Kerbagajanian Racing, Pacific Boring, Waste Connections, number 24. Here is Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24, little mistake in turn 4. Lap 1 is 12th overall and 11.510, 11.510 on lap 1 for Rico. He is also a former NARC winner here in 2014. Lap number 2 for Rico is up to 7th quick now at a 10.851, 1.0851. 7th quick for Rico Abreu in the 24. Here is last night's feature winner from Clovis, California. It's the Burko Redwood, Trex Decking, Weyerhaeuser, Two Worlds Equestrian, Sander Engineering, number 14. It's Payday, Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14. Lap 1 for Corey to the top. 10.717, 1.0717 on lap 1 for Corey Day. Corey Day, lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 10.762, with the best lap was his first one to the top of the board, 10.717 seconds. Here was the fastest driver overall in hot laps earlier on from Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13. It's Jason Persley. Persley on lap 1 to the top. 10.672, 1.0672. Nice lap for Dason. 9th with USAC here 3 years ago. Lap 2, he will slow down, but that still would be Corey Day. 10.713, first lap faster, 10.672. Dason Persley now the fastest driver in Flight B. From San Jose, California, it's Maxwell Racing Engines, Matco Disposal, Advanced Auto Center, Swimming Pool Perfections, number 0, TK, Tim Kading. Lap 1 for TK, third quick, 10.722, 10722. Nice lap for Tim Kading on his first time by the line. A 10-time NARC winner here at Placerville. Lap 2, he'll slow down to a 10.951. First lap better and third quick, 10.722 for Tim Kading. Up next from Visalia, California, the Redline Welding and Construction, Smith Titanium, Morrison Engines, King Racing Products. Number 45, it's Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in the 45. Lap 1 for Corey. He'll be to the top. 10.629, 10629. Corey Eliason to the top on lap 1. Lap number 2, he's even faster. 10.562, 10562. Corey Eliason to the top of the board in Flight B. From Templeton, California, here is the ShopCaleb.com, David Cry Engineering, Luxton Real Estate, Woodland Auto Display. Number 3, it's Caleb Montgomery. Lap 1 for Caleb. He'll be 13th overall, a 10.980, 10980. Montgomery getting in on it right there in turn number 3. And lap number 2 for him is going to be second quick, 10.633, 10633 for Caleb Montgomery on lap number 2. Your next qualifiers from Oakley, California. He drives the Gary Silver Ranches, Vallejo Coin Exchange, Bowman and Sons Trucking, Air 1 Heating and Air number 83V. It's Dylan Bloomfield. Lap 1 for Bloomfield is going to be 14th, a 11.071, 11071. On lap 1 for Dylan Bloomfield, got his first ever Placerville Speedway win earlier this year back on July 5th. Lap number 2, he'll slow down to an 11.155. First lap better, 11.071. Dylan Bloomfield, 14th of 18 cars in Flight B. From Redding, California, driving the MitryConstruction.com, Shasta Realty Group, Shark Engine, Steve Manning Construction, number 2XM. Here is Max Mitry. Max Mitry in the number 2XM. Lap 1 for Max. He'll be 14th overall at 11.025. 11025. 2 top 5s this year with NARC up in the north, or in the Oregon area. Also another one down at Petaluma. And for Mitry on lap number 2, he's 13th quick at a 10.934. And your final qualifier now gets up to speed from Yuba City, California. It's the Lipper Construction, Danny Work Sales, Cloud Valve Company, Vinyl Tech, ADS number 21L. It's Landon Brooks. Lap 1 for Landon is 13th overall, a 10.863, 10863. Landon Brooks with problems before last night's feature was unable to start the A-main at Tulare. Lap number 2, he will slow down to a 10.966 first lap faster at 10.863 seconds. He is 13th overall, and that is going to do it for Flight B of qualifying. Corey Eliason, the best in Flight B. Caleb Montgomery, second. Dason Persley, third. Corey Day, fourth. And Tim Kading, fifth. But your fastest qualifier overall here tonight is the number 87 of Justin Sanders. Sanders' lap time, a 10.295. And just like last night, he was extremely fast earlier on, was fastest in hot laps at the Thunder Bowl. Now he's fastest overall in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Aaron Reitzel and the Ridge & Sons Racing team have him on rails here at one of his favorite racetracks in California. He is going to be a problem all night long on the quarter mile. 40 cars qualified, 40 cars hot lap. We've got heat races next on the program for Kubota Highland Racing, but we do see the BCRA lightning sprints at the top of the hill. They are going to come onto the racetrack here for, I believe, a qualifying and hot lap session right after this break here on FloRacing.
I'm Brett Marks, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
West Coast, are you ready? This is Wedge high-performance karts. Born out here, built by hand, powered to dominate. Made in the USA and packed with raw horsepower, razor-sharp handling, and head-turning attitude. We're teaming up with High Limit Racing on the West Coast Swing, and we're bringing the heat. First 20 orders get a free tire and wheel package. Lock it in now. Find us at the track or hit wedgekarts.com. Let's go full throttle.
Silver Dollar Speedway, we got them racked, we got them stacked, we are green.
Tons of fans packed the pavilion and we're super engaged, cheering loud. That's what's beautiful about it. Campers a couple steps away and you're at a little party with all your closest friends.
Off and running with the biggest event in California sprint car racing history. Biggest payday of his career. Corey Day wins the Gold Cup Race of Champions. And welcome back to the Placerville Speedway. A little bit of a touch-up to the infield there to make sure we keep the dust down here tonight. The California Lightning Sprints about to make their way onto the racetrack. We did want to mention after qualifying that Corey Eliason and Justin Sanders both taking home $500 from the folks at High Sierra Industries. So thank you so very much to High Sierra Industries for jumping on board and sponsoring Capital Custom Trailer qualifying tonight. Once again, $500 going to Corey Eliason and Justin Sanders from High Sierra Industries for being the fastest two drivers tonight in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Gary Thomas, we're about to see the California Lightning Sprints for the first time tonight make their way onto the racetrack.
Thank you very much, Chase. We see them up there on the top of the staging area in turn number 2, a total of 15 entrants for the Bay Cities Racing Association Lightning Sprints tonight, racing for a little extra money, $1,250 to win and $210 to start. Big thanks to all these following sponsors: Jamie & Co. Hair Salon, along with Installation Specialties, Almaderas Traffic Control, Madsen Roofing, and MA Long Construction. Thank you to all of them for adding in the money. When they come out, they'll be doing hot laps and qualifying combined. They'll also have 2 heat races along with the main event. Rodney Rounds, what's going on, my friend? As Chase said, Scott Russell out there in the water truck putting a few more loads of water down there on the infield. Of course, don't forget to visit the Bullet Impression Slide Job City trailer that has all of your official 49er Gold Rush Classic merchandise, located just to the right of the main grandstands. Should have 3 cars at a time, 4 hot laps and qualifying. 00 Bradley Schmidt, the first car out from Placerville, California tonight, driving for John Taylor. ANRAC Corp, ATCO Driveline, Redline Air Systems, Gary Morgan Graphics sponsoring Bradley Schmidt. And the 72 from San Jose is Mike Shriver. Shriver Motorsports, Taco Bravo, Brendan Shriver Designs, Bay Area Blind Cleaners and Repair, all sponsoring Mike Shriver. And the GOAT when it comes to Lightning Sprint racing up here in Northern California, they call him the Bandit. It's Scott Kenny from Citrus Heights, California. Kenny, the all-time leader in Lightning Sprint wins at Placerville Speedway. Paul Vogel Motors, C&M Motorsports, S&S Roofing, and Red Hawk Casino, all backing Kenny. Again, hot laps and qualifying combined for the Bay Cities Racing Association Lightning Sprints. MotoWare International, Greg's Hardwood Floors, and High Sierra Industries all adding in extra money for fast time as the checker flag waves on the first group. AL number 9, Scott Kenny, fastest overall, a 12.558, followed by Bradley Schmidt, the 00, his fastest lap, 13.330, and the 72 of Mike Shriver, 13.769. 3F, the Savage Racing entry, is Hunter Kinney out of Citrus Heights, a multi-time winner this season. Red Hawk Casino and Resort, Madman's Print Lab, and Dirt to Rose Designs, all sponsoring the Brian Fonseca-owned 3F. 18 car Joseph Farolito, and the 47, the president of BCRA, Greg Dennett. However, Farolito has issues. He'll pull to the infield. And the 3F of Hunter Kinney pulls off as well, so we'll have a solo run for your current point leader, Greg Dennett. His opening lap is fast time, a 12.387. 1.2.387 fast time on lap number 1. If you can hear us out there, Kyle Clemens, please report to the pit gate. Once again, Kyle Clemens, our national anthem soloist, please report to the pit gate. He's down there? We do report that he is down there, so thank you, sir. Greg Dennett, 12.280 is fast time. So issues for the 18 Joseph Farolito and the 3F of Hunter Kinney, neither of them getting a qualifying lap. Should be the 1 car of Austin Struthers out of Placerville. We see him in the mini truck and the dwarf car, now making his debut in a lightning sprint. He's aboard the Sam Rhodes Incorporated Sierra Mountain Firearms from Shingle Springs, number 1. 22 also out there from Placerville is Jason Shostag, and the 91 Matt Land from Elk Grove, California. Land aboard the MotoWare International Danik Manufacturing 91. Green, green, green. Jason Shostag and the 22, helped out by NorCal Equipment Rentals, Woodworks Unlimited, AM Stevens, and ANRAC Corporation. Jason Shostag jumps up to 3rd. Now Matt Land takes over that spot, 12.584. Checker flag waving on this trio. L91 Matt Land, former champion in this series, 2nd quick, a 12.315. Austin Struthers in the number 1, now 4th quick, 12.755. Jason Shostag, 12.843, his fastest lap, he is 5th quick. Working our way through hot laps and qualifying for the lightning sprints, another former champion, Dakota Albright from Waterford, California, the first out for this next group. Dakota is aboard the Thompson's family of dealerships, Matos & Associates, Greenwood Machine Research, number 35 Junior. 51K Kennedy Ramirez, happy 17th birthday, the driver of that car. Ramirez helped out by Sam Rhodes Inc., Sierra Mountain Firearms on the 51K. And the 7 in from Series is Justin Norton. Norton helped out by Roaches Valley Enterprises and Mazzelli's Drilling on the 7 in. Should be one more group to come following this. Dakota Albright hops up to P3 with a 12.432. L35 Junior Dakota Albright, 3rd quick, 12.317. Justin Norton in the 7 in is 7th quick, 13.254. No time on Kennedy Ramirez, it looks like. Should be your final group coming out. 12 car Kendall Barstow from Denair, California. 00X will be Cody Dayton from Placerville, and 31 Tim Marshall from Diamond Springs. Again, final 3 cars for qualifying. 12th car, Kendall Barstow, helped out by NorCal Equipment Rentals, Woodworks Unlimited, AM Stevens, and ANRAC Corporation. JRBI 00X right there on your screen. That is Cody Dayton. And again, Tim Marshall, the other car from Diamond Springs, California. Well, that's going to finish up qualifying and hot laps for the BCRA Lightning Sprints. Greg Dennett, 47 fast time with a 12.280. He'll go home with $210, courtesy of Motorwear International, High Sierra Industries, and himself, Greg's Hardwood Floors. Matt Land timed in second quick. Dakota Albright was third. Scott Kinney fourth. And Austin Struthers rounded out the top 5. A great shot there from the drone at this overflowing crowd at Placerville Speedway. So we are done with hot laps and qualifying. Next up on the docket is going to be opening ceremonies. First up, though, we're going to go to a break.
I'm Rico Abreu, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on Flow.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Is it all a fever dream? I'm burning gasoline. And Rico goes back to the high side. Get to the lead.
Into the turn now. Look to the inside of turn 1. Abreu to the outside. Major contact.
Save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
My first car was, I don't know the year of it, but it wasn't new. It was like a maroon Nissan Pathfinder, manual transmission. I remember like if I turned too far, it would blow the power steering line off. So I had to make sure not to blow the power steering line off, so I didn't ever turn too far. But I didn't have it very long. I don't remember because there was like a cash for clunkers, you know, kind of promo going on. So my parents traded it in and got themselves a new car, and then I got the other hand-me-down, which was a Camry.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
campers of all skill levels. From backyard fun to the winner's circle, Wedge carts are hand-built by racers for racers right here in America. Precision meets passion at wedgecarts.com. That's WEDG carts.com.
Getting a look at the skate park that is located just outside of turn number 1 here at the Placerville Speedway. I was told that Corey Day brought his little dirt bike down there and was jumping around in there earlier on, which is no surprise after seeing him take that dirt bike literally everywhere with him yesterday at the Thunderbolt. Race fans, we are now ready for opening ceremonies to get underway. So for that, let's go downstairs to Tony Laporta.
Thanks very much, Chase Rodman. We are down here inside the infield, getting ready to kick things off for the 49er Gold Rush Classic. This infield was packed a little while ago. These grandstands are packed right now. Placerville, are you guys ready for some fun tonight? We are as well, but before we get into that, it is time to officially kick off night number 2 of Kubota High Limit Racing's 2025 Summer West Coast Swing. At this time, I ask all of you who are here in attendance with us tonight to rise, if you are able, as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Miss Lori Cutter.
Dear Heavenly Father God, we lift up tonight here at Placerville Speedway an awesome night of racing. Lord God, we are grateful for the awesome turnout here with our fans and our viewers on FloRacing TV. God, just put a hedge of protection around all those that are competing tonight with our Kubota High Limit Racing Series here at Placerville. We are grateful for the opportunity that we can come before you, Lord, put away all of our troubles for a few hours of exciting racing, and we just ask you to bless everybody that's watching and viewing and here tonight. Put a hedge of protection around everyone that's on this track tonight and in our stands, God, and we just give you all the glory for this wonderful thing called racing. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Lori. Now, Placerville Speedway, we'd like to thank our new sponsor, Wedge Performance Carts, as they're going to take the American flag around the track here tonight during our national anthem. Some of you might know the driver. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Andy Forsberg. At this time, race fans, we ask that you please remain standing. Gentlemen, remove cover as we prepare to honor America with the live performance of tonight's national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, here to perform the United States national anthem, Kyle Clemens. Placerville Speedway, one more time for Kyle Clemens. Fantastic job. Thanks again to Wedge Performance Carts, Wedge High Performance Carts for presenting our national flag. And folks, with that, I think it's time to go racing. So Placerville Speedway, talk to me one more time. Are you ready for some sprint car racing? Well, with that, folks, it's time to kick off the 49er Gold Rush Classic here at the Placerville Speedway. It's time to go short track racing on a Saturday night, and that means Placerville, it's time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing!
The first of our 4 8-lap heat races making its way onto the racetrack now. It's brought to you by the folks at TJ Forged Wheels. Let's introduce you to tonight's starting lineup in heat race number 1. On the pole, it's going to be the driver in his Placerville Speedway debut out of Northport, Florida. The Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs. Number 24D, the Florida Man, Danny Sams III. And outside of him, from Lincoln, California, driving the Geary, make that the California Waterfowl, Rai Helmets, K1 Race Gear, CBC Concrete. Number 83T, Tanner Carrick. And inside of number 2 in the third spot, from Fremont, California, it's the NOS Energy Drink, Matwood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms, MB Drywall, number 17W, Sugar, Shane Kolovic. And outside of him, starting in the 4th position, tonight's fast time qualifier, out of Aromas, California, it's the Focus Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC American Table Bargain Barn, number 87, Justin Sanders. Starting inside of row number 3, he is out of Roseville, California. He drives the Bjork Construction, Shaver Engine, D&J Rental, Roxy Properties. Number 7B, the Shark, Sean Becker. And outside of him, starting in P6, out of Mendon, Nevada, in the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils, number 88, Tanner Thorson. Starting in the 7th spot from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, in the M&M Painting and Construction, the Crew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, Brent Marks. And outside of him, from Plumas Lake, California, in the Foothill Recycling, Bush Landscaping, Mac Motorsports, M&S Motors, number 24K, Koa Crane. And in the 9th starting position from Sacramento, in the Sellers Race Wings, Bullseye Design and Print, Tapered Barbershop, number 15, Michael Sellers. And your final starter in heat race number 1 is from Overland Park, Kansas, in the Triple X Chassis, Moose's LZ Bar and Grill, Gary Silver Ranches, Ditto's Graphics, number 17, Jace Park. TJ Forged only builds forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate our wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what we do. We lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. That is TJ Forged. So 10 cars, 8 laps. The top 5 will move into the A main with the winner and the fastest qualifier going to the dash. The driver to watch in this one is Justin Sanders. As long as he stays in the top 5, he will go to the dash with the heat race winner. If he falls out of the top 5, then the 2nd place finisher and the winner would go to the dash. If Sanders can come from 4th to the win, he would then be on the pole of tonight's FK Rodden's dash. That's the things you got to know about Justin Sanders. Tony, what else do you have to know about him?
Well, that's called situational awareness, Chase Rodden, and that's why we pay you so much money. Your situational awareness, it's just through the roof. I actually had a great opportunity to catch up with Justin Sanders, filmed a really solid interview with him, and then I got so sidetracked in the opening there during wheel pack and engine heat that I completely forgot to throw to it. In that interview, Justin Sanders talked about what we talked about last night, which was that he didn't really feel like Tulsa's Thunderbolt Raceway is his best racetrack in the state of California. Well, he goes out there and times in 6th and has a 5th place run in the feature, wins the dash, had a banner night for himself.
Real quick, we got a problem.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, turn 2.
Oh my.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, let's check on that. I'm gonna make my way over there.
Yeah, Tanner Thorson and Koa Crane. Koa Crane came off of turn 2 as they're catching up to the pace truck. He got sideways, and Tanner Thorson had nowhere to go as they were up to speed catching up to the pace truck, and so that happened right in front of Thorson.
That's not what you want to see on the warm-up lap there, as you got a great shot there from turn number 2 of those cars connected with each other.
Yeah, Tanner's on top of the 24K of Koa Crane. We mentioned at the top of the show that Koa Crane, the only driver out of the 40 car field tonight with a 360 under the hood of that car, and did not qualify all that bad. He's going to start 8th in this thing. He actually out-qualified quite a few cars. And we'll see a replay here, comp cam's replay, and you get the tail end of it there. And so Thorson sitting on top of the 24K. We'll see if there's any damage to that car. I know Tony's trying to make his way over there and give us some kind of update, but Thorson not going to be happy about that. Comes into tonight, GT, on a streak of 11 top 10 finishes in points paying action with High Limit, the longest streak of any other driver in the series right now.
I've been very impressed with him the last couple months or so watching the High Limit series. You know, it's a team that's really come together and come into their own, and you got to think him coming to Placerville would be a place that he likes racing and a place that he was going to look for a good finish, as they're got the tow truck hooking up to him.
They finally got that number 88 up in the air, and Gary, you hit on it. What we've all been able to see in person is Tanner Thorson and Britton Marvel and TJ Nichols. They've really gotten that Rod Gross Motorsports 88 into fine form these last couple months, and they're even more lethal here on the West Coast now because they've got Lee Lindgren, on again, off again crew chief with Tanner Thorson throughout his career, back because we're near where Lee calls home, and Lee here turning the wrenches and helping call the shots on Tanner's number 88. They have finally got Thorson down and away from Koa Crane. I will say that car was as hiked up on the left front as it could possibly get. Can't really get out onto the racetrack here. I don't like to make Mike Hess mad and don't want to get yelled at, so not able to really give a great report on the damage here. But you can see, I think that's Cody Houston with High Limit leaning over the right rear corner, trying to see exactly what Tanner Thorson's got to work with. I think they're going to try to line up behind him and get him going here. What a freak incident before we ever turn a lap of wheel-to-wheel racing here in Placerville. I guess that's why you buy a ticket, isn't it? To come and see it all in person.
Hey, it doesn't just happen under green, GT. It happens under yellow as well, apparently. And that's a big deal for Thorson. And we're looking at the car right here when he comes across. Obviously, the right side Nerf bar is smoked, but it's not pushed back into the tire, so he might be all right. And this is obviously a major deal for Thorson as long as he doesn't have any damage and keep on going. But we talked about it earlier, 22 points behind Justin Peck for 6th in the point standings, which would be a huge jump. And that would help out Thorson in his pursuit of a little bit of a better franchise in 2026 with that Rod Gross Motorsports 88. So looks like he got up to speed there, kind of shook the car down a little bit, and it seems like that he is going to get into his proper starting spot, which is outside of row number 3. We mentioned earlier as well, Brent Marks, he is the High Roller Playlist driver tonight. You'll be listening to his music throughout the racing program, the heat races, the C main, the B main, the dash, and the feature. Here's the first one off his playlist, some Godsmack with Come To Playlist with all the drivers' songs. So Thorson actually going to the tail, my apologies there. Looks like Danny Sams, the second night in a row, he is going to choose the top. In 2025, a new rule with High Limit. If you're the pole sitter of a heat race, the initial start, you can choose the bottom or the top. And Danny Sams, tonight in his Placerville Speedway debut, is going to choose the top. 8 laps. Who is going to come away with the TJ Force heat race win off of turn number 4? We're underway. It will be the Florida man with the early race lead. Tanner Carrick back in second. Shane Golovic third, but the caution is going to come out. Yellow flag waves. And it sounds like the Florida man, Danny Sams, going to get called for a jump start there. He will be sent back a row, and that will put Shane Golovic up on the front row next to Tanner Carrick. And Carrick is now going to choose the top for this upcoming restart. Chalk stripe in turn 4 is where they will get on the throttle, and we are green. Shane Golovic's going to get the jump into turn number 1 with the race lead. Tanner Carrick turns it down the hill, going to try and drive to the left rear of Shane Golovic into the inside in turn 3 slider. They get together a little bit right there in turn number 4, and Tanner Carrick will lead lap number 1. Shane Golovic still right there with him. Danny Sams running in 3rd. Make that Sean Becker in 4th. He gets a little bit wheels up off of turn number 2, allows Justin Sanders to move by for that 4th position. Now Sanders challenging Danny Sams for 3rd down the front straightaway. Sams able to fend him off for now. Brent Marks, keep an eye on him in car number 19. He's on the back bumper of the final transfer spot, and Sean Becker. Tanner Carrick across the line, 3 in and 5 to go. Tanner Thorson trying to fight his way back towards the front of the field. He's got by Jace Park, has not been able to get by Michael Sellers. As Tanner Carrick extends his race, or his lead up to about 3 or 4 car lengths over Sugar Shane Golovic. Danny Sams, Justin Sanders, and Sean Becker, the top 5, as Tanner Thorson makes his way by Michael Sellers. Contact at the back of the field. Sellers gets ran over by Jace Park. Park falls to the tail end of the field. 2 laps to go for Tanner Carrick, looking to make his way into his first dash of the season with Kubota Highland Racing. Off of turn number 4, white flag set to wave. Golovic got close off of turn number 4, wasn't able to make the move there. 1 lap to go. And Tanner Carrick, a convincing TJ Ford's heat race win. He's going to tonight's dash. Golovic second, Sams third, Sanders fourth, and Becker in 5th. So your results from TJ Ford's heat race number 1. Tanner Carrick gets the win. He is going to tonight's dash. Shane Golovic second, Danny Sams the third and third. Justin Sanders fourth, he will go to the dash. And Sean Becker rounds out the top 5. Brent Marks, Tanner Thorson, Michael Sellers, Jace Park, and Koa Crane complete the finishing order in heat race number 1. Next on the racetrack, it's going to be DMI Racing Components heat race number 2. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for this one. On the pole, out of Castro Valley, California, in his high limit debut tonight in the Buchanan Auto Electric, Keith Day Trucking, Simpson Race Products, Joe's Racing Products. Number 7P, it's Jake Andriotti. And outside of him, from Lemoore, California, in the Monarch Ford, Dawson Maldine Construction, Intech Oil, Crown Limousine, number 2K, Gage Garcia. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 3rd spot, the current series points leader out of Grass Valley, California, the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated, Factory Cane, Empire Netting and Fence. Number 49, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. And outside of him, from Lebanon, Indiana, it's the Works Limited, JVI Group, Smith Titanium, FK Shocks, Banshee Graphics, Letter W, Spencer Baston. Starting in the 5th position from Fresno, California, it's the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Oil, Whipple Industries. Number 41, Dominic Selzy. And outside of him, from Lubbock, Texas, driving the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, BillPools.com, High Performance Lubricants number 5, it's Brenham Crouch. Inside of row number 4 in the 7th spot, from Roseville, driving car number 17, it's the NOS Energy Drink, Hanson Machine, 22 Metalworks, McCulloch's RV, number 17, M. Colby Copeland. And it was outside from Clovis, California, the Gary Silver Ranches, JV Critchley Incorporated, Mid-Valley Financial, Silva All Natural Beef, number 10, Dominic Gordon. And inside of row number 5, starting in the 9th spot, from Jacksonville, Oregon, in the Shane DeWalt Trucking Legacy Builder Supply, Orville Tax Sisters Meat and Smokehouse, number 18, T. Tanner Holmes. And your final starter, Rookie of the Year contender out of Waco, Texas, the All By Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print, Trex Decking, number 9, the Quickest Chicken, Chase Randall. So 10 cars ready to go 8 laps, top 5 transferring on to the A main event. The rest of them either a B or a C main. DMI Race Components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of central Pennsylvania, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. That is DMI Racing Components. Getting our 10 drivers in heat race number 2 fired off around the quarter mile here at Placerville Speedway. We've already sent 2 cars to the dash, Tanner Carrick and Justin Sanders. And in this one, the fastest qualifier is Spencer Baston. So long as he stays in the top 5, he will go to the dash with whoever is able to win this heat race. And boy, if it could be Jake Andriotti, that would be a pretty good debut there, GT, for him. First night out with high limit, if he can make the dash, I think they'd be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and you talked about him just really getting his feet wet when it comes to winged 410 sprint car racing, and he's had some very impressive runs here. Not just that win that he got back in July, but he's always fast, he's always strong, and that would be a very special moment for him in his career.
It certainly would. We would hope to see him spin that roulette redraw wheel later on in the racing program. Brent Marks, he is the High Roller playlist driver here tonight. Here's a song off his playlist from 3 Days Grace.
Life is a feeling.
It's given to me from 3 days grace off Brent Marks' High Roller playlist here tonight at Placerville. Coming to the green in heat race number 2, brought to you by DMI Racing Components, Jake Andriotti and Gage Garcia from the front row. Brad Sweet and Spencer Basin in row 2, Dominic Selzy and Brenham Crouch, Colby Copeland, Dominic Gordon, Tanner Holmes, and Chase Randall. A stacked heat race number 2. Chalk stripe in turn number 4. They are accelerating and underway. Rolling into turn number 1, it will be Jake Andriotti with the early race lead as Gage Garcia now gets passed on the inside by Brad Sweet. Moves Sweet now up into the second spot. Close call back in the field. Contact. 2 cars together. Colby Copeland and Brenham Crouch, and the yellow flag comes out. Caution comes out as Brenham Crouch is stopped over the edge of the banking in turn number 4. He and Colby Copeland had gotten together, battling for position. And that is going to be a huge break for Gage Garcia. We did not complete the lap, and so he will start back on the outside of row number 1 after getting passed there in the first corner by Brad Sweet. We'll see a replay and check out what happened here. Comcam's bringing us that replay. A little bit of a stack up there between Dominic Gordon and Dominic Selzy. And then Copeland and Crouch fighting for the same piece of the racetrack there. We're coming back to the green this time by Andriotti and Garcia. Underway once again. Garcia gets a better start that time, is able to hold off Brad Sweet, but Jake Andriotti still has the race lead. Dominic Selzy underneath the Spencer Baston puts Baston on the bubble spot. He cannot afford to lose another position or he will not be in tonight's dash. Baston has Colby Copeland and Dominic Gordon right behind him. Copeland looks to the inside of a turn number 2. He's going to pull up next to Baston down the back straightaway. Baston shuts the door in turn 3. Jake Andriotti nice and smooth up front for the driver to Castro Valley, California. Now Dominic Gordon's trying to get by Colby Copeland. He will do just that down the back stretch, moving up to P6, still 1 spot shy of a transfer. Chase Randall started shotgun on the field. He runs in the 8th position on the back bumper of Colby Copeland into turn 1. Jake Andriotti comes by this time by 4 laps in and 4 to go as Gage Garcia is maintaining the pace of that number 7 P car as they roll back into turns 3 and 4. Brad Sweet sitting in 3rd. Dominic Selzy 4th. Spencer Baston feeling the pressure from the number 10 of Dominic Gordon. Baston leaving the bottom open in turn number 2. Gordon pulls up next to him nearly down the back straightaway. Now he does in turn 3. Battle for the final transfer spot down the front straightaway. Spencer Baston's got to get going. He's got to get going now because Dominic Gordon is feeling froggy here in this heat race. The white flag is out, 1 to go for Jake Andriotti. Jake Andriotti down the back stretch and into 3 and 4. He will win his first ever Highland Racing heat race and go to the dash. Gage Garcia is 2nd. 3rd goes to Brad Sweet. 4th to Dominic Selzy. And 5th will be Spencer Baston. How about it for the young gun, Jake Andriotti? First ever high limit heat race, and he is able to win it. He's going to tonight's dash. Gage Garcia 2nd, Brad Sweet 3rd, 4th goes to Dominic Selzy, and final transfer is the letter W of Spencer Baston. He will also go to the dash. Behind them, you have Dominic Gordon, Colby Copeland, Chase Randall, Brenham Crouch, and Tanner Holmes. The graduate of the micro sprints from Central California, Jake Andriotti. An impressive heat race win here in heat race number 2. Tony, take it away.
DMI heat race number 2 sees Jake Andriotti start up front and finish up front. Now, I gotta know, I love coming to this Placerville Speedway. What's it like to wheel a 410 wing sprint car around this place?
Oh, this is, this is a really fun place. It kind of gives me a feel like a little more that I'm comfortable growing up with the micro stuff. Having to kind of turn it in a little bit, especially when the tracks are on the middle bottom like this, it's gonna be a good night for sure. But yeah, when the track's like this, it kind of helps me out because I'm a little more comfortable kind of giving a little flick in. But yeah, my dad and Wade, got this whole 7P rolling pretty good, so pretty cool to talk to you for my first high limit show. So hopefully we can keep it going and let's see what we can do.
Hey, it gets a lot cooler than just talking to me. That's Jake Andriotti, your winner of DMI Heat Race number 2. And guys, he's not just locked into tonight's 35-lap, $12,000 to win feature. He's gonna be in the dash to give himself as good odds when it comes to starting position. Later on tonight, that dash brought to you, of course, by FK Rod Ends.
And he gets to talk to you again, Tony, so he's going to be extremely excited about that. Heat race number 3 brought to you by the folks at BR Motorsports. Let's take a look at the lineup in this one. From Locust Grove, Oklahoma, it's the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Brick Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juliana Concrete 13. The driver is Jason Persley. And outside of him, starting in the second spot from San Jose, California, the Maxwell Racing Engines, Amatco Disposal, Advanced Auto Center, Swimming Pool Perfections, number 0, TK Tim Kading. And starting inside of row number 2 in the third spot from Apollo, Pennsylvania, it's the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Glass and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch. And outside of him, starting in fourth from Visalia, California, in the Red Line Welding and Construction, Smith Titanium, Morrison Engines, King Racing Products, number 45, Corey Eliason. Starting inside of row 3 in the fifth spot from Fresno, California, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Cards, Brand Professional Agriculture, Cambridge, number 7 BC, Hot Sauce, Giovanni Salzi. And it was outside from Auburn, California, the Orville Tax, Wilkie Masonry, Pacific Highway Rental, Western Traffic Supply, number 92, Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. Starting in the 7th position from Yuba City, California, in the Lippert Construction, Danny Word Sales, Cloud Valve Company, Vinyltech, ADS, number 21L, it's Landon Brooks. And starting in 8th from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Tarleton & Son, American Rock and Rent, Durst Incorporated, Bandy & Associates, number 21, James McFadden. And starting back in 9th out of Windsor, California, it's the CCI Electrical, Buster's Barbecue, Van Lair Steering Repair, Jerry's Valero, number 12, J. John Clark. And your final starter, he is out of Sacramento, California, in the Chuck's Corvette, JKF Enterprises, Loyalty Builders, Kim's Custom Creations, number 9, FDJ Freitas. Well, Jason Persley, he has been fast all year long, especially very early in the night. Very good in qualifying all year, and he's able to lay down a solid lap this time as well. He'll start on the front row and has a great chance to make yet another dash here in 2025, Tony.
You know, Chase Persley got upside down last night early in the feature, and while that was definitely not what the Buick Motorsports team was hoping for, that was not the low point of their night yesterday. Crew Chief Sean Strasbaugh actually took a hard fall while heading to a local Dutch Bros in Tulare yesterday afternoon to pick him and the crew up some coffee. Sean hit the pavement outside of the track, actually broke his left collarbone and had to spend a few hours in the ER. He's back here with the team tonight in a sling, hurting but working.
Now, Jason Persley is going to try and deliver him a heat race win, and he's going to jump out with the lead here in BR Motorsports heat race number 3. Nice start for Andy Forsberg. He'll make his way by Gio Celsi down the back straightaway. Forsberg now to the outside of Cy Lynch looking for 4th. He'll take it away off of turn 4. Forsberg to the inside of Elias and now into turn 1. Andy Forsberg on a warpath to the front of the field. He takes the 3rd spot away. Andy Forsberg up to 3rd. Cy Lynch is now able to get by Corey Eliason. Eliason's on the bubble. Needs to stay in the top 5 or he will not be a part of tonight's dash. He's got Gio Celsi and Landon Brooks along with James McFadden right behind him. Up front, though, no issues for the number 13 of Jason Persley. Tim Kading running in 2nd. 3rd is Forsberg. 4th is Lynch. And 5th is Eliason. This time by 4 in and 4 to go for Jason Persley, your race leader. Most drivers finding a home right around the bottom towards the middle portion of the racetrack, still early on tonight here at Placerville. Jason Persley, his first ever wing sprint car start here at the quarter mile, and he looks extremely good. We hear from him all the time. He loves these smaller racetracks, still trying to figure out the bigger places, but the small tracks, he's got them on lock. This time by the white flag displayed, 1 to go. Jason Persley down the backstretch. And off of turn number 4, he will win BR Motorsports heat race number 3 and go to the dash. Tim Kading 2nd, Andy Forsberg 3rd, Cy Lynch 4th, and Corey Eliason in 5th. Here are the results from a quick heat race number 3. Jason Persley gets the win. He will go to the dash. Tim Kading 2nd, Andy Forsberg 3rd, 4th to Cy Lynch, and 5th going to the dash, the 45 of Corey Eliason. Giovanni Celsi in 6th, Landon Brooks in the 7th position, 8th James McFadden, 9th John Clark, and 10th is DJ Freitas. Well, how about it, Placerville from 6th to 3rd in that heat race. Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. He'll stop on the front straightaway to talk to Tony Laporta.
Gee, I just don't know why they call this guy Mr. Excitement. Andy Forsberg can hear you, Placerville. 6th to 3rd. He's going to go racing with the high rollers a little later on tonight. Were you just empowered by your laps in that Wedge high-performance kart to put on a show tonight?
I don't know, that kart was more my speed for qualifying, right? We just kind of laid an egg in qualifying. I thought it was a decent lap, but it just didn't time well. So, you know, Tony, I'm going to talk to you for one of two reasons. A, I crashed, or B, I did good. So it was the latter, so I'll take it.
We'll take it to Placerville. That's your man. Andy Forsberg locks in to tonight's A main event by way of a third-place finish in BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3.
We've got one more heat race left to run, and it's brought to you by the folks at Rod End Supply. Here is the lineup for this one. On the pole out of Clovis, California, in the Burco Redwood, Trex Decking, Weyerhaeuser, Two Worlds Equestrian, Sander Engineering, number 14, it's Payday, Corey Day. And outside of him, starting in the second spot from Santa Rosa, California, in the High Plains Building Division, Velocity Engineering, Dirt Dudes, all about fire protection, number 19, Junior, it's Joel Myers Jr. And starting back in third from Monrovia, Indiana, and the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, number 26, Justin Peck. Starting to his outside in fourth out of Templeton, California, the ShopCaleb.com, David Cry Engineering, Luxton Real Estate, Woodland Auto Display, number 3, Caleb Montgomery. Starting in the fifth spot from Sassoon City, California, in the Bushy Financial, C&H Motor Parts, Sierra Single Ply, Quick Change, Liquid Energy, number X1, Chance Grasty. And to his outside from St. Helena, California, it's the Red Wine Express, Rico Abreu, Kerbagajanian Racing, Pacific Boring, Waste Connections, number 24, Rico Abreu. Starting in seventh from Redding, California, the MitryConstruction.com, Shasta Realty Group, Shark Engine, Steve Manning Construction, number X1, or make that 2XM, excuse me, Max Mitry. And it was outside from Oakley, in the Gary Silver Ranches, Vallejo Coin Exchange, Bowman and Sons Trucking, Air One Heating and Air, number 83V, Dylan Bloomfield. And starting ninth from Hollister, it's the NOS Energy Drink, Inland Rigging, MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, SureCan, number 73, Ryan Burnell. And your final starter in this one from Alberta, it's his Highland Racing debut, the Americoach, Sabre Sheet Metal, Torsion Bar Dyno Service, Grandma and Grandpa, number 7W of Dennis Shear. That is the lineup for Rod End Supply, heat race number 4. At Rod End Supply, we have the unique opportunity to be involved with all sorts of industries, from auto racing and performance-related industries to farming and industrial markets. Whether you're running a go-kart, micro, mini sprint, midget, modified late model sprint car, or a tractor, Rod End Supply has the assortment of radius rods, rod ends, and bearings to help you lead the field and perform at your maximum potential. Here is another song off the playlist of Brent Marks, Fall Out Boy, with a cover of Green Lights Come On. Heat race number 4 is underway. Nice start on the outside for Joel Myers Jr., but it will be Corey Day with the early race lead. Day shows the way. Wow, wheels up down the backstretch for Payday. Joel Myers slots into second. Justin Peck runs in third. Fourth is Caleb Montgomery, and the conclusion of lap number 1 is the X1 and Chance Grasky in the final transfer spot. Look at Ryan Burnell. Burnell 9th to 6th on the first lap of the race, and is 1 spot shy of a transfer now. Rico Abreu struggling to get past the 83V, excuse me, of Dylan Bloomfield. They go side by side up the corner, and Rico's going to lose a spot down the back straightaway. Rico Abreu now fighting with Max Mitry. He'll fend off that challenge off of turn number 4. Not a good heat race here for Rico. That car looks like it's stumbling coming off the corners, as Corey Day shows the way. His lead almost a full straightaway now over Joel Myers Jr. Justin Peck closing in on Joel Myers as they roll into turn number 3. Myers working on a lane higher than the number 26 of Peck. Now Myers goes down low in turn number 1. Caleb Montgomery doing a good job. He is in a dash position as of right now, needs to stay in that top 5, and he is looking solid. Race for 6th is starting to heat up here as make that Ryan Burnell down low. Dylan Bloomfield on the top. Bloomfield losing ground down the backstretch that time. The white flag already out for Corey Day. Corey Day, a dominating performance in Rod End Supply heat race number 4. He will get the win and go to the dash. Second to Joel Myers Jr., third to Justin Peck, fourth goes to Caleb Montgomery, and fifth to Chance Grasty. The finishing order of heat race number 4, Corey Day gets the win. He will go to tonight's dash. Joel Myers Jr. second, Justin Peck third, fourth to Caleb Montgomery. He will go to the dash, and fifth, the X1 of Chance Grasty. Ryan Burnell, Dylan Bloomfield, Rico Abreu, Max Mitry, and Dennis Shear. The finishing order of our final heat race here tonight. Chance Grasty, the youngster out of Sassoon City, California, the Outlaw Kart graduate, going to make his way into tonight's A main event.
Chance Grasty, you took the words out of my mouth, Chase. Outlaw Kart graduate, you're still compiling laps to get comfortable in these 410 wing sprint cars. What's it like jumping in to the deep end of the pool with Kubota High Limit Racing while still figuring these big sprint cars out?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. You know, I think this is like probably my 8th race in a 410, and I think 6 of them have been national series. So if you would have put it in the show 2 nights in a row with the high limit guys, it's phenomenal. Fun.
Good, that's what matters. Chance Grasty having a lot of fun. And Chase, if you're not having fun, why do it? Rod End Supply Heat Race number 4 sees Chance Grasty lock into tonight's A main event.
Great job by that youngster. Have watched him race for a very long time and announced a lot of wins for him up there in the Outlaw Karts. So we've got more action coming up. It looks like the California Lightning Sprints are making their way onto the racetrack right now for their heat races. So for that, let's go over to Gary Thomas.
Thank you very much, Chase Rodman, as we get set for the first of 2 heat races with the BCRA Lightning Sprints. Both of these look to be 6 laps the distance. Front row will feature the one of Austin Struthers. Check that, 8 laps the distance for these heat races. So Austin Struthers in the one on the pole. To his outside, the 35 junior Dakota Albright. Row 2 on the inside, 47 Greg Dennett. And to his outside, 00 Bradley Schmidt. Row 3 to the inside from San Jose, the 72 is Mike Shriver. To his outside, the number 12, Akindle Barstow from Denair. Final row to the inside, 51K Kennedy Ramirez out of Placerville, and the 3F of Hunter Kenny from Citrus Heights. Hunter having issues earlier on in qualifying, and we don't see the Savage Racing 3F making the call. Lights out, once again, 8 laps of distance. First of 2 heat races for the BCRA Lightning Sprints coming your way. Green is out.